Uh, Sweet. Well, we were just here in a really, really, really sweet moment together before we went live. And yeah, we just wanted to come on. We had a real inspiration to join with you and just to be in this feeling of celebration that we've been feeling. We heard recently that, or realized maybe recently, that this year is a celebration of 50 years of miracles and A Course in Miracles coming through and being published. And yeah, just this real feeling of, I mean, since I heard that, I was really just kind of reflecting, like, what does that mean? 50 years of miracles. And we have this beautiful book. Greg has it right there. 50 Years of Miracles.
Yeah.
That came out a few years ago. But yeah, we were just talking together, like, wow, just of kind of reflecting that what a gift has come through for all of us, and demonstrations have come through for all of us to be like, every moment can be a miracle moment, and how important it is to all feel very connected. Like, our path is a path of relationship and communication and connection and miracles, and every moment we can celebrate that. But just to have this as a backdrop, and this year we also have another Strawberry Fields Festival. We had one last year and we will have one this year at the end of May. And even that feels like, yeah, what is the purpose of all of that? That's something that we ask ourselves. Like, we want to ask ourselves moment by moment. Like, we want to be so in the joy of the moment, and be in the miracle. And if you're not in the miracle is on its way. Like, that's something that Kirsten has shared many times over these years. And yeah, so we're just here together, and we just want to share the joy and our love with you, and an invitation to be in this celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so happy. Like, really, for us, it's like now like a remembrance of like celebration of that there's a new way that this path was given to us, that so much transformation has happened in our mind. Like, the way out has come in this very clear form for us. And to me it's just so inspiring. And 50 years of miracles, and I just feel it's like we have no idea the millions and billions of miracles that have occurred, and how many lives have been touched by just this love that is like our essence. And to me, celebrating this, and like even the book is that celebration, Strawberry is that celebration. And yeah, we just want to feel the love and the connection, as you were saying. I feel like everyone, even whether they're on the path or not, like we can all relate, that we all just really want to feel connected and loved. And that becomes so present when we come together. Celebrating the joy of togetherness, we were saying yesterday with Jessica and Sunny.
Yeah. It's like our theme song this year for Strawberry is the Quantum Love song.
Right.
This love's beyond romantic. This love cannot be contained. And it's like, I feel like wherever we are on our path, that is the prayer in our hearts. There is a love that cannot be contained, which is God's love. It cannot be contained. And like you were saying, like, we've been given this path, like, how grateful, like all this gratitude in our hearts that we have been given this path of miracles, and there is another way, and it's being offered. And it's not a solo journey. I feel like that's what I feel in my heart. Like, I am so grateful that this is not a solo journey. And there are so many mighty companions to connect with in such a deep way, that the calling of my heart is being answered in every encounter. Like, that is what's available for us in every encounter. And I think that's the inspiration with Strawberry. I know you really had that prayer, like, oh, I've been going through all these like heart-opening experience with your travels in Europe, and Strawberry was given for you to just deepen into that heart-opening experience. That's what we want. That's what this year is for. That's what every moment is for. And yeah.
Yes, I can really feel that in my heart. And it's like you see how everything is just being orchestrated around you for that, like for you to feel that love. And that's what I felt, with Strawberry, with all the relationships given to me. Like whenever I'm thinking about putting something out about Strawberries, like if it touches my heart, then I can put it out. If not, I cannot put it out.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's, even yesterday we were working on this newsletter, and I remember just looking at the scene of this clip we're gonna put, and like again, I just felt like it was literally a screenshot that I took, but just that instant was enough to touch my heart again and like help me remember my calling. And it's just like amazing, how very simple things can always just touch me so deeply.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was just getting in touch with the immense gratitude that we have this path of joy. It's a path of joy. It's a turnaround of everything. Like this whole world is based on the thought that you have to work for things, and it's through suffering and sacrifice. And then, man, we're just given this path where it's no hardship, it's joy, it's coming together. And yeah, just so much gratitude. There's so much gratitude for David showing us the way. Man, that is so amazing, because we're constantly, all of us are constantly invited into this life of spontaneity, into letting go of planning, letting go of thinking we have control. And it's so ingrained in the mind, thinking we do have that control, but then having David as an example of showing, like, no, it's like you can safely let go. Jesus has got it, and it's like Jesus just showing us all the time. You can let go, trust me, just and join with your brothers, and then yeah, it's such a blessing that's given us. And yeah, I think we were praying even about Strawberry Festival, and just seeing, like, yeah, we usually have one book that we really link to a festival, an event, and we were like, yeah, that's 50 years of miracles. Because it's such a celebration of this living a joyful life, living in the present moment, living in this continuous collaboration. And just whenever someone goes through something, you never go through it alone, you go through it together. And it's always like, yeah, like you said, we're in the miracle, or the miracle is on its way. And yeah, so it's beautiful, and we everything came together because we just had the book 50 Years of Miracles as the book of the month.
Yeah.
So that's this month. Yeah, this book
And for
will.
Strawberry, we're going to have This Moment is Your Miracle as a bundle with this book.
Yeah.
It comes back to the simplicity, I mean, we're asking for light. We're constantly just asking for light to light up our minds, and then join in that. And we're reminders for each other of that. And every time I open up, of course, one of our books, I have more and more appreciation to it, because David's giving us so much context here, always bringing it. I'm like, wow, looking at the bigger picture. And I think that's what the 50-year anniversary is like that, because it's like, well, what's important? And it's like, we all share the same purpose, and with all the complexity of 50 years, and then it just melts away when we remember the founding four, and they make their commitment. And that was a commitment to relationships. It was a commitment to really Jesus, which really, at the bottom of it, that's what we're reigniting or recommitting to, and loving it, and just being so grateful for that. We met Carol Howe last year, and it was like uncontrollable, getting in touch with her, saying, yes, we'll meet. Okay, yes, we'll meet. And then 3 straight hours of just deep present moment, like nothing else existed. Just like this, the 50 years disappeared, because she's been around with the founding four for 50 years. And then she was just a representation, this symbol of like staying with the truth, staying with the miracle, staying with our heart, which is this core of the commitment, the relationship, the devotion to miracles.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really, it's just a deep experience to be able to just look. It's like, we're looking at the past, but we're looking at only the loving thoughts that were there. And so like, yeah, it's such a deep honor. It really is. It's very humbling. Yeah. It's very humbling too, to keep coming back to the simplicity of the miracle. That's all it is. And there's so much out there now, even in the first 10, 20 years or whatever, there wasn't very much out there with A Course in Miracles. The internet wasn't really big until 25 years ago, or starting to, but yeah, so it's just simplifying it and seeing the bigger picture, simplifying it to just this moment and to, the connections. Yeah, and it brings us back to Jesus too, brings us back. Okay, that's it. And he's our binder. He's the one. He's got it. He's also got it, and he's in control. So we can just be so grateful for that. Yeah, I just can't think of anything more deep than that core relationship. Yeah.
And it's like we're all part of this bigger plan that we have no idea how huge, even like these small things like that we're doing, or like the impact that it actually has on the greater plan. And it reminds me of this last letter that Helen received that I was talking to you about. I remember. But there it says like, you have no idea the scope, like you have no idea who will be in this plan, because there's people that haven't even been born. When this was published, I wasn't born.
I wasn't born.
It's like,
there's two of them there weren't. Even I wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't. It's not about. We're not on the timeline.
It's not about that. But it's like to see how perfectly, like there is not one thing that is random. Not one thing is random in God's plan.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing the beauty of that, and like recognizing how His hand and His love has just been there every instant, that is now, just bringing us now to that moment. Now, come back. And I feel like we've all had experiences of Jesus showing us like, I've been with you all along. I'm with you now. And this is not changing, This is the way it's gonna be always.
Yeah.
A constant.
Yeah, it's a constant.
It feels so good. Yeah.
I feel that's what it is too for me with the music, which is a big part of Strawberry Festival. We'll have like sessions and deep. It feels like we call it a festival, but it's actually a very intimate celebration. It's like very intimate, but also with the music, I know for myself, it is exactly that, what you're talking about. It is all about that connection with the Spirit and with Jesus, and to be in the present moment and to be so fully taken into this experience beyond time towards the holy instant, and to just really remember that love. And that's what I've been feeling a lot with the songs, even recently. It's like, these are the messages that we receive and we get to give away. And that's what happens in the miracle. Like, we receive the miracle and we have to give them away. Like Peter was talking about last Saturday in his movie, there's like a storehouse of miracles available in our mind, and it's already there. We don't have to provide the miracles. They're already there. The door is open and we just have to walk through. And I don't know, like, I feel like that's all that it is. We just say yes to every moment, and we say yes to the opportunity. And this morning I was just feeling there's so much care with the miracle, and there's so much care in God's plan, like so much care for our mind. And that is not something we've learned in the world. I feel it's a lot of, what is it, Dixie Cup relationships, I think maybe David calls it. And like Dixie Cup relationship, things get replaced really quickly, but in the mind of God, we're irreplaceable. We cannot be replaced. Like, we are there forever in God's mind.
Mm.
And I feel like the miracle
wow.
just really calls that forth in our mind. They're just little glimpses and of that memory of the love of God for us. And we have to share that with our brothers. Like the miracle is never an individual thing. It's never about an outcome. It's about that connection is reestablished. It's about releasing the belief in separation. And it's very practical, I feel. And I feel like you were saying, like, oh, this demonstration of David all these years. If you read the parables, I mean, if you just listen to his videos, like, so many parables of him just saying yes to this path through guidance. But it's always about healing that gap in our own mind that we think we're separate. And yeah, I don't know, it's so inspiring because every day it's like there's always a next step or there's always a next prompt. And if we're not clear on that, then it's to join with a brother and pray together like the original four did. I was so inspired when where did I
saw
when
it
the
on Instagram.
yeah, the documentary that we watched last year at the monastery.
Yes.
I forgot how it was called. The Forgotten Song, I think.
Yes,
Or the-
the Forgotten Song.
It's on YouTube. If you haven't watched that documentary yet, it's about the original four, and it touched me so deeply when we watched that last year and it was the simple thing where Judy was saying, the four of us would come together: Helen, Bill, Judy, and Ken. And they would have a question for Jesus in their mind, and they would simply come, just even the way she articulates it, they would simply come together, they would get clear on what the question was, they would ask the question, they would sit in silence and pray, and they would wait until they would receive the answer. And maybe one of them would receive the answer, or they would hear, like would make the commitment first, like Judy will hear. So it's like just the simplicity of coming together and praying. It's like, it's so beautiful.
That's so beautiful, because I was just reminded of last year. What touched me so much, what was like maybe the main miracle of Strawberry, is that initially when the festival started, we were inviting participants in to Strawberry, but then it was a festival of only 3 days. But then after 3 days, there's no more participants, organizers, residents, volunteers. It's like, I don't know, it's so beautiful how when the shared purpose is there, when the joy is there, when the celebration is there, the depth of David's teachings, the music, all those boundaries fell away. And it's like so beautiful that seemingly people who came to the monastery for a first time, I couldn't see them as different anymore or as apart from me anymore. It's like this, that is so beautiful. That's something so much bigger that happens when you're part of an event like that. And it's basically what all our days are pointing to, but seeing that with a festival which seemingly has preparation, seemingly has people coming from different places invited into something, just feeling that one mind. I remember that I think it was the last session, the dance session, where
The dance party.
the dance party where the electricity broke down. We just got these generators, and there was this moment where I was just so blown away. And Rise was playing, and then everyone started forming a line, and we were all, I don't know, there was such a synergy. Like there was no more, there were no more people in a in a place. It was just this one mind experience, this explosion of joy. And when I think back of that, I'm like, oh, that's, I don't know, that I just feel Jesus' love. Like, oh, this is what I want for all of you, all the time, like all the time. And
No, you didn't know, but the generator wasn't used for 3 years. Parts were falling off. Parts had fallen off since then. The battery was left in there for that quite a time.
Right.
So it wasn't even certain anything was going to work. And we put guessing it. And actually, we all felt pretty calm. We were just doing the things what we needed to do, and then pulled it and started. Yeah, we got it lit up.
Yeah. It's beautiful because if you're not invested in the outcome, it was our last session. It was the dance party, which you know probably would use
Grand
as much
finale.
power than, but it's the grand finale. You know, big speakers, dance party, upbeat music, power outage in the middle of the desert. We have a power outage. Now it was like, okay, now what? But actually, it was really beautiful. Like in that moment, everybody was. I feel like the response was prayer, and it was such a reverence when it happened, and it was such a calmness in everybody, like
Not
the
a
team,
panic at all.
the participants, the band, David and Jason were there, and it was just like, oh, this is happening. Okay, and it was just like, okay, and just being shown. Oh, there's a generator. Okay, they're gonna get a generator. Okay, let's do pictures first.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have the pictures first with David instead of at the very end. And but it was like this. It just our power outages are in charge of Jesus. We know when that happens, and there is like something is being offered, and it was like that. Everybody was like being called into their function where they had to be, but it was very restful. And yeah, like you said, it was. I felt that too. There was this moment of like a merge almost with everyone, and it merged into one moment and one flow, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah, it's like
Everyone was so lit up. I was like, I don't know, just so everyone was so beautiful because we were just one in God.
Yes, I also see like how like our perspective changes. Like it was not perceived as a problem. Like this is like the what Jesus is inviting us, like seeing not everything as a problem, but just something that's just happening in front of us, and that we can just navigate it with Him. But like that for me has been a massive change. Like not seeing all these problems in my life needing to be solved, but just like such grace to navigate it. Oh, another opportunity to experience a miracle, another opportunity to feel the connection, to feel the love, to feel like the grace of the Spirit moving us all. And like trusting that, whatever is gonna be perfect. And it was perfect. And then, we had such a beautiful experience, but just such beauty that we don't even have to be invested in an outcome of how it needs to look. Like we can just relax, really.
Beautiful. Well, we invite you into this in this moment and in every moment. And yeah, if you feel called to come, we'd love to give you a big warm hug at the monastery. And it's going to be from May 30 to June 1st. It's going to be our Strawberry Fields Festival. David will be there. A lot of our community will be there. We'll have music. We'll have movie nights with David. And yeah, it's going to be really lots of holy encounters. And if you've seen some of the videos on YouTube, the testimonials of the ones who were there last year, it's just like make me weep every time I see them. It's just like it's the same prayer and the same call and the same answer. And yeah, so that's just a beautiful invitation that we want to extend. And
And this was the perfect thing actually for me. So like, oh, maybe I should share that. Reading these, I mean, a lot of it's rereading from parables I either knew or just from reading it, but it's a preparation for Strawberry. It's a preparation. It's a reminder of what the 50 years, is all for. It's just for gratitude that this is even possible in our lifetime. I mean, and then, just honoring the miracles that, and this starting from 50 years ago, from the publication of A Course in Miracles till just a few years ago, this holds many, many, many parables.
It's so uplifting, so inspiring, so touching. I read it in English and Spanish, and I've been so touched. So touched. If you need a boost in your faith, definitely.
yeah, you can go to store.livingmiracles.org if you want to
Yeah.
pick up the book.
Yeah, and the good thing is because David has shared many of the parables even that are in the book. There's also parables that in the book that were new to me, but some he's already shared. But it's never like, oh, I've heard the parable before. I don't need to hear it, or oh yeah, that's old. Because the moment you read it and you read like the way David speaks and the way David, you're invited into the experience in the moment, and it just uplifts your heart. It's and it's every time again, it's all these reminders like Jesus saying, I've got it, you can let go, I've got it, just enjoy. And then just seeing how it unfolds, and yeah, it keeps on touching us. And
Yeah. It's like, I'm just looking at the cover. It's like a quiet path in summer. That's what we want, like a quiet path in summer.
yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
It's
thank
beautiful
you.
to be here with you. Thank you.
And see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.